So let me tell you how I turned 0.19 ETH into 0.56 ETH in about 24 hours. The first question I tend to ask myself when choosing an NFT project is this a good long-term investment? Now, the answer to this question could come from either looking at the roadmap, which needs to have reachable, practical, and realistic goals, right? So many projects out there have roadmaps that have completely outlandish and just nonsensical things that are very generic. They're either very broad and generic, like establish social media presence, buy land in the metaverse. Like, for me, I don't care about that stuff very much right now. Those things are not within reach, right? We're not in the metaverse yet, okay? The metaverse is basically Minecraft right now. I don't really even know what people consider the metaverse right now, because the metaverse is supposed to be what I thought when I originally heard the metaverse for the first time was more of a unified, like, global place where everybody kind of comes in and everybody has their own avatars and potentially using their own NFTs as those avatars, right? But right now, where we are in science, in this space, in the NFT space, in this era, is a metaverse that is each project's own unique version of their metaverse, which a lot of times is basically just a crappier Minecraft. I don't really understand why that is a super appealing asset to a project. And for me, those types of goals, I don't care about those types of goals. I want to build value right now. Now, in the future, if the metaverse really becomes a thing and people are really spending the majority of their time in this space with other rabbits and stuff like that, I don't know, whatever animals and avatars they use, then yeah, maybe that's a super appealing goal to reach. But right now, it is not something that really stands out to me as a practical goal. I want to see things like how they're going to build their community. What are they offering? Staking is a great asset right now. Staking is something that projects can offer to their holders, and it can actually build value for me right now in this moment. Now, there are staking systems that are stronger and weaker than others. My optimal staking system to be a part of is one that actually yields cryptocurrency with real economic value. But most of the time in this space, you don't find that. You find projects creating their own token that basically is a dollar sign followed by meat stick. I don't know why that was the first thing that came to my mind, but those types are good too. I mean, usually they have like raffle systems where you can win whitelist spots, you can win just different maybe NFTs that they provide. But the problem with those types of systems is that so many people enter those that it's almost like whoever yields the most, and it's fair, whoever yields the most has the best chances of winning. But when somebody bought 300 tickets, am I really going to spend this amount of coin just to buy one ticket? I don't know. Anyway, now I'm getting a bit off track, but with long-term investment NFTs, I want to see something that is tangible. I want to see rewards that are going to benefit me right now, not a decade in the future when the metaverse finally comes out. So when I have decided on an NFT for a long-term investment, I have either looked at the roadmap and I'm really it's very reachable, or I really like the team behind it. I trust the team. I know that they will do everything in their power basically to provide for the project. So a combination of those two particular characteristics of a project, both the roadmap and the team, are something that I look for in a long-term investment, and I will become very involved and immersed in the community. And that's my first tier level. I'm going to skip the second tier level and go to the third tier level, which is basically something that is just good for a flip, right? Now, these are degen plays that are usually recommended by an alpha group that I trust. Now, if there's an alpha group that I don't really trust, that is like ultimate degen play for me. That is something that I just can't blame anybody for. You can't blame anybody for anything in this space, right? But I tend to go to alpha groups that I trust, and if they suggest a degen play, I do my own research into it and see if there is any potential. Is this a derivative of another degen play that's already come out? If it is, I usually stay away, because what I've realized is with degen plays, it needs to be at least, right? At least. They're not going to offer anything. Like, people love the fact that nobody offers anything anymore. It's like the less, the better. I've never heard that before. I mean, literally, no roadmap, no Discord, nothing. Like, people love that. Like, yes, take me now. I don't really understand that, but it's what's in right now. And free mints are in. They are the meta right now. And the less they offer and the more mysterious they are, people like them more. So these are like ultimate degen plays for me. And I don't really care about the future value of these. If it happens to be something that people love and go crazy over, and they begin to build up this community, I'll stay in. If it's something that just goes crazy and I realize it's about a pump and dump, I'm out. right? So these are just good for quick flips and whatever. Now, my second choice of NFT, so we've done long-term investment in the degen play. This is actually a combination of both. Now, with NFTs, it's very easy, and you might not understand this yet, but it's incredibly easy to become emotionally attached to these things because you've either been in the community so long grinding for whitelist, not grinding necessarily, but just trying to get whitelisted and really trying to become involved in that community that you become emotionally attached. And then when the art is revealed, if it's something that it just speaks to you, it's so hard to let that thing go. But if the floor price goes up enough, you know there's a good opportunity for a great profit. It's just hard to get yourself mentally and emotionally there. Now, with degen plays, obviously there's no attachment, right? That's beautiful. Now, with this second tier level, there's a little bit of both. Okay. Now, I want to become involved in the community enough to understand why it could be a very good potential investment long term. Now, if I realize that the floor price is going up quickly, I can simply get out of it. With these, I tend to not become emotionally attached. I usually think the project and the roadmap is incredibly unique. It's something I usually haven't seen before. It's maybe even one of a kind, or sorry, the first of its kind. And with these, I just want to hold them. They're basically just they're there until I'm ready to snipe that floor price, right? That's why I do it. Now with these, I've usually done heavy research into it, and it's my own alpha, okay? It's just internal alpha, all right? If you want some of that, then maybe I'll make a Discord. Let me know. So this is great for me because I believe in it enough that if the floor price does not perform how I expect it to or how I foresee, then I can simply hold it. And I still believe in the project, and I think it has a great roadmap, and maybe in the future it will increase in value. But if the floor price goes up, boom, God dumper, okay? Yeah, that's a little aggressive, but that's how I feel. So getting back to how I turned 0.19 ETH into 0.56 ETH in just about 24 hours, I basically followed that same process. Now, what I tend to do is constantly familiarize myself with the trending projects in OpenSea. Why do I do that? I like to see projects that I like when I'm going through it. I want to see projects appearing in that trending list before everybody FOMOs in, because it means that for some reason, especially if it just randomly appears, something's happened in the space, right? There's some kind of small phenomenon that's happening. Maybe it's a super unique project. Maybe somebody's announced something. People are obviously liking what they see, but not everybody knows about it yet. Nobody's FOMOing in yet. Now, when I see a project appear in this range, I check it out. And so that is how I discovered Gossamer Seed. So once I saw this trending on OpenSea, my first instinct is usually to go over their Twitter and see what's happening, right? So this is what I saw when I went to their Twitter, and I loved this banner that I saw. I also love the text that they used right here. It looks like they're already putting a lot of effort in here. And, this could be something that's just digitally created by, literally anybody on Fiverr, but it looks really good, and it actually did pique my interest. So when scrolling through this, you can see that they have a lot of very detailed animations and art in here that is very appealing to the eye, and it really piques your interest. And this is one of the first animations that I saw when I actually joined in Gossamer, and this is really what piqued my interest wholeheartedly. I loved the visuals here, and it was absolutely gorgeous. And what I really liked what they were doing was there's a bit of a meta right now. And I think it started, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure other projects have done this many times, whatever. But one of the first ones that I saw do it was Goblin Town. And that's where the metadata of NFTs actually changes before anything even happens in their ecosystem, right? So it's just literally on OpenSea, the metadata changes and evolves. And I love that. And I think people love that because people love just the mystery of what's going to happen next. So that's something that Gossamer did with their seed, and there was a metamorphosis that was actually taking place, and people wanted to be a part of that. Now, I kind of took advantage of the situation and recognized that there was about to be an evolution soon, and I knew that because of that, people would FOMO in, right? So for me, I wanted to be a part of that as well, and that's part of the reason that I bought into it at 0.19, which was still, I could have bought in a little cheaper, but 0.19 is kind of where I really did my research, and I was like, you know what, 0.19 is a good entry. It meets all of my criteria for entry points, and so I got in. Now, the cool part is that right after it evolved the first time, which actually took place at 8 o'clock that night that I bought it, and I think I bought it at like 4 p.m., but there was an evolution happening at 8. Right when that first evolution took place, they didn't reveal too much, which is great, right? They didn't give too much away. They still kept your interest. The world basically expanded a bit, and I believe the what is the cocoon called? It's I want to use it's not just cocoon, okay? Chrysalis. For some reason, I have that stored in my brain, and I finally got to use it, so thank you. What I realized was when this floor started pumping after the first evolution, I realized for me, I really liked what they were doing. I like the team behind it. They're trying to really build up this Web3, Web2 bridge, and they're trying to create a series and a game out of it. And just based on the visuals, I could see that this wasn't something that was intangible for them. They could actually potentially make this happen. I really believe that they could do it. Now, every once in a while in this space, you got to take profits when you can get them, okay? So for me, it was a very interesting process, because what happened was people were FOMOing in, I could tell, and it started hitting that, I think, like 30 to maybe 15 range trending on OpenSea. That's when people really FOMO in hard. And so it started pumping to about 0.4, 0.5. And I realized for me that there was going to be a wall, a massive wall, because it had gone up so steadily from 0.19 so quickly to about 0.5 that there was going to be a wall soon. So what I did was I noticed that it was kind of teetering, if you will, around 0.5 to 0.6, and that's when I was like, okay, this is where people are pumping. Some people are pumping, some people are dumping. It's having a really hard time. It's hitting this wall of resistance, and when that happened, I realized that I need to list mine for. I'll list mine for a little bit higher than what's really the peak of the pump, just to see if I can get it. If not, then I will go ahead and just keep it for long term and see what happens in the future. So I listed it for 0.56. Now, something that's detrimental to the space, but is also helping the space in some regard, because these bots are absolute paper hands normally. A lot of the time, they just buy up the cheapest stuff, but then they undercut with no emotion, right? They're just bots. They don't feel, okay? And you know, maybe we need to be bots in this space. Maybe that's what we're missing, okay? We just have more, just a complete lack of emotion. But anyway, so when I listed for 0.56, no joke, okay? Before I listed for 0.56, there were probably 4 or 5 under me, okay? Because I don't usually like to list to the floor, because once somebody starts undercutting, usually a lot of people start undercutting, and it just has a domino effect of just chaos and just depression. But once I listed for 0.56, and I think there were like 5 below me, the floor went from approximately 0.54 ETH to 0.44 ETH in literally minutes. I sat there in awe. And what happens is once these bots start doing that, or whoever's doing it, just paper handing these things, people start panic selling out, okay? And then it's just a flood of just disaster, right? So they started panic selling out, and the floor went down to literally, I think it was almost at 0.4. And it was within minutes of me listing at 0.56, truly believing that somebody would buy it. Now, I could have panic sold out, but look, when people are panic selling out, you gotta beat your chest sometimes, all right? Grit your teeth and clinch up and stay in, okay? Now, sometimes that is not financial advice. Sometimes you will. That's not great, because the floor will just continue to go down, and then you're stuck with an NFT, hopefully, that you believe in. Now, fortunately, I felt like the volume and all of this mystery behind this project and anticipation for what's about to come was going to help with that. And I was right. Fortunately, thank God, it went from 0.4 back up to 0.5 in no time. And my 0.56 NFT was sold within another 5 minutes. But for everybody who panic sold out, basically lost about $150 to $200 profit because they got scared. Now, I know that was a lot, guys, in a short period of time, but I wanted to explain my thought process and how I really truly went from 0.19 to 0.56 ETH and made a great profit. Because again, sometimes you just have to take profits. Even in the bear market, there are opportunities for profits. And if you hold every investment, then if you have that capital and resource, then that's great. But for me, I like to make some profit every once in a while and keep reinvesting my profits and hopefully eventually take really large profits. That was a great day for me. Now, I did do one that was even better than that. And if you guys want to know what that is, please let me know in the comments. If you guys have any questions about how, my thought process or what NFTs are. If you don't even know what NFT is, if this video is recommended to you and you're about to click don't recommend this channel, but you decided to click, you accidentally clicked on the video anyway, let me know. If you guys want to know more about NFTs, I would love to teach you. Guys, if you want a Discord or any other, way to communicate with me about NFTs, let me know in the comments. I would love to really become more involved as a community. and really provide alpha and teach as much as possible and be taught. I'm down to be taught as well. So guys, if you enjoyed that, please follow my Twitter at Zion_RL, and also please like and subscribe and turn on notifications so that you know when my new NFT videos come out. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and remember, we are all in this together. It is a community, so please feel free to ask me any questions. All right, much love, take it easy, and God bless.